slate. Hello and welcome back as we begin our night slate in the Pixel League here with the Atlanta Harriers taking on the Missouri Mudcats. We'll see if it's a good game. I think we have a clear favorite as game doesn't want to make a private match apparently. That's interesting. Fascinating even. Okay, well we got one now. Hopefully that's good. And so I will then send out the lobby info and we'll hope that's alright. But, we'll see. As let's look through our week. 2 games down, a 4-game and a 5-game series. One ending up with an upset. The other probably with the favorites, although, pretty even. As always, we still have those 2 games with the top teams trying to prove it against lower teams. We have an interesting middle game with Deadwood Boston, and then just like Prism, we got 2 teams stuck at the bottom, trying to take advantage of another team in that same spot to claw themselves out. Looking at our standings, still the 2 undefeated teams, but Honolulu hot on their heels. Then behind them, we got Deadwood, followed up by our 3 lost teams, then a whole bunch with 4 losses. So, basically, standings, a mess. A lot of low records, especially outside those top 3, maybe 4. And, yeah, so that's why I think Prism, pretty likely to have to wait until week 8 for their first playoff clinch. But I think it's quite likely that Atlanta Incheon next week is for a playoff spot. Because you can see where the records are at. I think if a couple of these teams lose, then 7 wins becomes very realistic to clinch, which is where they'd have a chance to be. Either way, though, let's focus in on this game with our stats, as we have your key players being Wiko and T-Mac, both managers, and then the averages well in favor of Atlanta, with the exception being saves and demos. And, of course, Atlanta have had a much stronger season, sitting at a 5-game win streak, seeing as they've only won. And on the other side, 1-4 with a 2-game loss streak for Missouri. So, the record shows it's been a much better season. The averages show it's been a much better season. And I think the roster would imply a much better season. So, for me, I am going to predict Atlanta 3-0. We'll see if that's what happens. Always hope for these teams, especially Mudcats. Obviously, they do have a series win this season, so can't count them out. And I think if we see Atlanta not play their best, there's definitely a chance this turns into a closer series. I believe this Mudcats team did take 2 teams to 5 games in their first 2 weeks. That might have been Incheon and then Luxor. Although I think Boston did something similar, so let me make sure of that, as we do have a team joining, which is ideal because that shows me that my info is correct. Yep, I was right. They lost to Incheon and then Luxor in the first 2 weeks, both in 5 games. So this is a team who can put up a fight against good teams, and obviously, again, can fight to get wins. So I think it'll be interesting to see, can Atlanta play up to the form we expect, or do we see them slip a little bit, and then can Missouri take advantage of that? Either way, though, it does appear that we have everyone in, and so I will message them to let them know we're ready. So let me do that. Cool. All right. So the managers have both been DM'd that we're good to go, and it seems that they have listened. As we start out here, game number 1. We're going to have Atlanta in gold and Missouri in navy. Team in gold will be the favorites here. I predicted a 3-0, but we'll see if that comes to fruition as we see an early save here from Chipmunk. On the outside, Bio trying to play it in, blocked by Breezy. We go now with control, drop down, look for a 50, it'll play out to the corner. Chip now with control, dunked in by Ren. So much pressure here for Atlanta. It's only been 30 seconds about. Another one from Bio, blocked off the post. Now Wiko up in the air. Bio trying to dive across for it. Knocks it down off the back wall, but Chip's there to send it away. Tracking down, Chipmunk gets a big demo. T-Mac gets it forward into the corner. One of the first looks we've seen at Missouri on offense. No shots just yet, though, and Ren able to just bang it away. Looking for a follow, but she's only able to 50 it back out. There was. It must have closed. Or I did forget. That's on me, so yep. It would have closed about now anyway, but I did just forget that, so that is on me. As Ren will drop this one down off the back wall. Breezy trying to get it away. On the outside again. Bio trying to pop it out. Wiko, another long clear downfield. T-Mac now up the right wall. Wiko dropping it in. Ren will get a 50 on it, but it's only lateral. Bio, though, going to get out first. That's good knockdown. Real question at this point is, when do Atlanta break through? Because they have had so much push. They've had several shots on net. But, of course, none of them quite threatening enough to get through. And Missouri have answered it pretty well, but feels like it can only hold for so long. Bio, another one down to the corner. Looks for a pass out, but not going to get much on it. Now off the right wall again. T-Mac up in the air. There's a team bump. That'll give T-Mac some space. He'll blast a shot. It's a little bit high, though, and well read by Bio for the clear. Now Chipmunk up to the ceiling. This will bounce back down. Chip getting ahead of it. T-Mac gets the demo for him, but it just bounces into the corner. Wiko has some time. He'll beat one. He'll beat two. Now only one left, but T-Mac has some time in the corner, but he won't get it. And Ren just about blocked as T-Mac is able to dive in front of it. Now big miss by Wiko, but T-Mac not expecting it either. And they do still get some space out of it. This one dropping down again. It's off the post. Chipmunk's there. Floating shot, but Bio able to dive back for the save. Missouri once again pushing forward here, is like we've been saying all game. Atlanta so threatening, but they haven't scored. And so while it really feels like it should be a dam that will eventually burst, in the same way, if they don't score, Missouri could easily just find some off chance on the other end. And then it's what feels like a really unfortunate lead. That for Atlanta, you're just thinking, what more can we do? Well, we're not to either point yet, as with 2 minutes to go. It is still tied 0-0. Bio looking for the clear downfield. Will poke it all the way down into the corner. It'll bounce down to Chipmunk. He'll pop it up in the air, looking for a follow, but he is demoed. That opens up the lane to Breezy, though. He'll get by two, looking to drop down off the corner. It's only Bio, but that is another good clear downfield. Problem is we're back in the same corner. Can they get out? There's a 50, but it's dropped down and easily saved by Breezy. Now everyone has to rush back for Atlanta. T-Mac drops it off the ceiling. Wiko a bit heavy on the touch, but Bio will help out. That one bounces out from the sidewall. It's Chip up early, though, and he will get the touch away. Now Wiko, another bang downfield. It's off the back wall, but blocked to the side by T-Mac. 75 seconds to go now, still scoreless, and it feels like it's been a while since we've seen either side with a threatening look. As I say that, Wiko did get a 50, but it was blocked well outside of the goal box. Same thing with T-Mac's shot there. So final minute to play. Still tied at 0. First goal could just decide it here. Wiko dunked in by Chipmunk. That'll bounce down. Hugging the back wall. It'll be Ren to control. She is low on boost, but she gets it out to the midfield. Commit here. Wiko touchdown. He'll try to chase, but running out of boost. It's Chipmunk for free. Now T-Mac diving in. There's the goal. Mudcats break the ice. We said it could be the issue, and it's a great pass that opens up the window. Atlanta had so much pressure early in this game, but they were not able to convert it. And then as the game wears on, that pressure eventually falls away, and then they concede on the other end. Now 30 seconds to go. Need to find a response. That one pinched wide. Bouncing away again. Breezy look for the catch. Gets the flick. It is wide, and Ren will guide it more so. Bio, another high flick across. He'll have to catch it himself, but it's taken away by Breezy. That's a back pass, and that'll waste a lot of time. Chipmunk by two, off the back wall. He might shoot. It's wide. T-Mac there, saved, but the clock is dropping. It hits 0. Ren at midfield. That 50 will drop, and the Mudcats take the first game. Just like that. What feels like it should have been an easy enough win for Atlanta goes the other way. They outshoot 8-6, but they get outscored 1-0. Neither team very efficient with their shots, obviously, but for Atlanta, it feels much worse. Obviously, there were chances on the other end the whole game, but it felt like Atlanta would get a big push, and then eventually it would break, and Mudcats would get one shot, and then right back in. But then, as the game goes on, like we said, that changed. It became more of a midfield game, and even through that point, Atlanta still unable to score until eventually they get punished. So, for Atlanta, honestly, your main game plan has to be figure out how to get it into the net. You can have your push as, all right, there you go. They found it. Problem solved. All it takes is Bio to center and Ren to just blast it in the top right corner. And with no one covering it off kickoff, there's Atlanta's goal. So, didn't take them long. Of course, now the question is, can they hold it? But saw them hold for most of the last game, and hey, maybe that opens the door to a lot more scoring. Although Bio, that's an unfortunate misstep. T-Mac will get a touch off that. That's to the back wall, faked out to Breezy. T-Mac did save it, but I think it was blocked either way, so not the end of the world. Chipmunk trying to cut in on this one, making it awkward. Turns into a double commit, though, as Wiko another pop up. Breezy now misses. It's an awkward shot, but Ren will hit it, and it's 2-0. Knew it was a tough angle, but Ren's able to get around it and tap it to the top left. Just over Chipmunk. And Atlanta double their advantage. Obviously a much better start than the last game. And the question is, again, will they keep it up? Will they keep scoring? Where do we go from here? Because there's a lot of time still left on the clock. This one's dropped in. 50 now up off the corner. Wiko already up for it. Drops it back down. Breezy hits to the left side. Now Ren cutting in. That's off the corner around. Looking for a bump. Gets the bump. But no one's there to score it. And Breezy makes the clear. Now trying for a 50. Gets a pull shot into it though. And Wiko will take it away off that. Dropping down, Wiko earns a 50, but that one is a lot of power. And Ren, very awkward, tries to bounce it up high, but it's now only T-Mac with it. To the backboard, thinking about a double, but Ren's able to cut it off, and I don't think he had the read. So going to put the pressure back on. This will bounce back out, but he doesn't have it on target. That gives time for Ren to get up, and she'll get another touch away. No boost will fall under that one. Wiko off the right wall. T-Mac trying to get it away. Bio in the air. Off the bar. Double commit. It goes wide. Now Atlanta are all forward. It could be a chance to break out. Breezy's there. It is high. That needed to be a goal, but it will not be. And Atlanta cling to their 2-0 lead. This one's dropped back down again. Across the middle, it's T-Mac to beat one. Wiko now. Bit of an awkward pinch forward. It'll drop back down from Ren, though, and Wiko will just pop it back up. Bio in the air. Was beat. Missouri again, hold on. Wiko now bangs it up off the left wall. Looks for the drop down. Gets a 50 across, but that'll roll over to no one. T-Mac on it again. Looks for the touchdown. This will bounce across. Dropping in. Wiko with time. With control. Just blocked away by Breezy. Now from the corner, Ren backwards jumps up, 50'd by Breezy, but it'll drop back down. Bio will miss, but so did the defender. Breezy only a light touch, and Wiko can win it. That's off the bar. T-Mac gets a save. A little bit fortunate it hit off him, but there's no one to hit off this one, and Ren. It gets a little scary, but that's 3-0. And Atlanta running away with it. That one doubles off the post, but the third touch goes in, so doesn't always have to look good as long as it gets through. And it's now 3-0 for Atlanta. 2 minutes to go. And there's a hat trick on 3 shots for Ren as well. She does ruin the 100% shooting, but it's just an assist as Bio gets a follow, and it's now 4. Easy enough. That's all that really needs to be said. Atlanta couldn't score in the last game. They sure are here. This one's off the sidewall again. Breezy trying to follow it in. Now up in the air, dropping down. Ren's shot. Rather just a clear forward as it drops down. Rico tries to pop it forward again, but T-Mac uncontested. Actually can't get the touch. Bio now off the left wall, low boost, but he can follow. Rolls it up the corner, trying to pass it around. Ren will pre-jump, but that last touch a little bit too strong. Chipmunk now another one down to the corner. Rico will pop it straight up. T-Mac now back across. A little bit awkward here for Atlanta, but with 90 seconds to go, and of course a four-goal lead. Not too awkward, although Chipmunk, that'll be one back. He kind of gets it by 2 from Breezy, then that pass just sneaks by Rico as well. So all 3 Atlanta members get beat on that one, and that cuts the lead down to 3. Of course, that's still very comfortable, but a little bit less so. We do have to see them lock back in to avoid a seismic throw. Bio now pops it up off the back wall again. T-Mac, another long clear downfield. Plays it over to the left side. Breezy's already up for it. Drops it down, but Ren will pop it right back up. All of these clears are more time off the clock, which of course is a 3-goal lead. It's just about all that Atlanta need here. Rico tries to get it down the sideline. Now drop down from the ceiling again. Chipmunk lets that one go. Now gets the clear through the air. Bio, though, with time, just going to play it back in. It's a slow play. Ren will cut it off as well, but Breezy gets a dunk. All 3 jumped. Now Atlanta need to get back. T-Mac trying to take control, but 3 cars already in front of him. They all dive in, and they steal it away. Chip tries to recenter, but it's Bio for another clear. The brick wall has been established. And as another clear comes through and another attack begins, the time continues to drip away from the Mudcats. The Harriers, it was a rough first game. And maybe a little bit, just a little bit of doubt early on when that first goal came through. But as Ren puts in her 4th of the game, the 5th for her team, it will be an easy Game 2 win for the Harriers. They tie things up just after the next 16 seconds, which will be all but a formality. So now pop forward, Ren trying to drop it down. That's another one in. How about 5 for Ren? And because that one's an own goal, as it skips off, let's see, T-Mac's car, she doesn't get a shot, and so her shooting is back up to 100%. 5 for 5. She had the one missed shot that turned into an assist, but now made up for. As Saito dropped down from the ceiling, shot just off the bar and blocked to the side. Now the time will tick away. And as we see 000s, the Mudcats will be put out of their misery. And we will have a tied up series. Well, we said Atlanta needed to figure out how to score. At the very least, Ren did that, and the other team and the rest of her team tried to get involved as well. As the shots, we said they led the last one as well. This one is 12-4. They tripled their shots, and they outscored them by 5. So that's dominance from Atlanta. That's just about as dominant as you'll see. Of course, those type of games tend to be a fluke. So the question is, will we see it again? And of course, in saying that, I'm not saying that Atlanta aren't a much better team and couldn't do that, but it just tends to be how it goes. See, for example, I believe in the New York series this week, it was game 2, maybe? Either way, I believe it was a case in that series, and it is common that you have one game which is an absolute blowout, and the rest are close. More so like what we saw in game 1, if not more of a middle ground, maybe, 3-2, that sort of thing. Where a team locks in a bit more, or they get used to the offense, or whatever, to not give up 6 goals per game. So, what I'm saying is way too long-winded of a way to say, I'm not expecting that to happen again. But for Atlanta, you need to get probably 2 to 3 goals to be comfortable. And what we've seen in both games, lends some confidence they can do that, but need to see it again here. This one drops down. Bio trying to dive in, but it's dunked away by T-Mac. He'll hunt for a bump, but not going to connect. There he'll connect as well as Chipmunk, though. That leaves Ren all alone on the field, but she'll be able to jump up, tap that one down, and disrupt. As the team has now spawned, and they can set up for some defense, although they'll need to because T-Mac's here. Pass off the back wall. Weeko, a good touch away. Almost beats them all, but Chipmunk's able to keep it in. Now Bio on the outside. Chipmunk up towards the ceiling. Weeko pass across. T-Mac beats two. No one's back. T-Mac scores. Mudcats lead again. A double commit. Just a little bit too excited there for Atlanta. As you've seen this whole game so far, really. And all that means is that there's no one back to defend, and it's an easy goal. Of course, did take a little bit of skill on that shot, but on a completely open net. And T-Mac once again gives his team the lead here. Well, this one drops down. It'll play off the left wall. Weeko, no boots, just tries to play it in, but Breezy able to react to that. Now Ren tries to pass it in, but it's right back on Breezy's car. He'll bang it downfield. He'll try to follow, and Bio just about gets that touch away. They're now pinched down the sideline. T-Mac will center, dropping down. Chipmunk in the air, flies by it. Follow up, Breezy dunked away by Ren. T-Mac now shadowing it back, trying to cut in. Will get a free touch, but it's cut off by Bio. That one's a floater just high of net. Sent out to the side by Chip, but it's Ren to dive in again. Chipmunk now back out to the side where Ren is still waiting. She'll pop it up high across, but no one on her team will even jump. T-Mac tries to catch, 50 by Bio, shot by Weeko. That just barely sneaks in. And it's a tie game. Bio a 50 and then Weeko. I don't even know how he fits this through. You hear it ping off the post, but it goes through and we are all tied up at 1. We have our closest game yet, it feels like. Both teams able to score, and yet even totals across the board. Weeko already up for that one. Gets it down into the corner. T-Mac up early. Tries to play it out. Now Ren, a bit of a rush on that one. But it's still played well by Bio. The back pass, though. Takes a minute for Weeko, though he will get control. He's bumped off it, but that forces it all the way in. Now another pop-up in the air. Ren's already up, but Breezy will get the touch out. Chipmunk now sends it down the sideline, approaching that 2 minutes to go mark. Still tied up, but maybe not for long. But T-Mac couldn't get very good contact on that one. And so what could have been a chance goes to nothing, as reset there for Bio won't turn into much. One up in the air. Then up for it. Tries to get it out, but it's instead just cleared out by Breezy. Demo on the goal line. Could open space, but it's Breezy yet again. He's recovering right back into space there. Bio, though, will try to cut. He'll cut back. He'll flick it forward. Bio does it himself. The 1v3, and it's 2-1 Atlanta. Cuts by 1, flicks over 2. Into the top right part of the net. And with 101 seconds to go, Atlanta find themselves with another lead here. Now they just got to hold on. Of course, not nearly as comfortable as their Game 2 lead, but it's a lead. This one gets popped out. T-Mac trying to get around the outside. He'll get dropped down. Now Breezy off the back wall. No one able to jump, and Ren will get a touch away, but that's right to T-Mac. He'll look for a shot, but it's weakened, blocked by Ren again. Bio already in the air. Pull shot into it. T-Mac catch. That's by them all. T-Mac, though, off the post. Again, had to be in. But it stays out. Atlanta keep their lead. Now this one dropping down. Ren trying to get it down. It bounced out to Bio. That shot rings wide. Ren now off the corner, trying to bounce it back away. There's a demo, but the ball still goes to the other side. That pass too high for Breezy. 40 seconds to go. Chipmunk has to fake it, and it's cleared away into space. T-Mac will try to cut, but he has to give it up as Ren is there. Ren now around the outside. 50 back, caught by Weeko. Weeko trying to slow it down, gets another 50 across. Breezy Breezy out for it, drops it down right at Ren. She'll pop it up, but a little awkward on the follow, but it does work out as a pass to Bio. Dropping now to 15 seconds to go. Still 2-1 the lead, holding here for the Harriers. Final 10 seconds, Mudcats need to go just about full field, and that touch won't help. Chipmunk, he's lost, he's afraid, and they have no solution. Atlanta take their second game in a row, and they take match point. You know, I don't think I did the score right after the last game, but we're good. I had it marked down as 1-1 in goals, and that wasn't quite right. It was instead 6-2, so a little different. As this time, it's actually the Mudcats who outshoot. So again, that shows the flow of things. Definitely not a repeat of game 2, as this time Mudcats able to find much more offensive control. But, I mean, you see a couple shots ring off the post. You see a couple just not finding their way in. And so they drop it by 1 goal. And Atlanta, of course, they'll take it, as they only need 1 more to close out win number 6 on the season. But will we see it happen? Or can the Mudcats take us the distance? As we load in game number 4 here on Utopia Coliseum. Early shot popped away by Wiko, who is back in the Octane after switching previously to the Fennec. T-Mac now tries to get that one out, but Chipmunk will backflip, and that gives free space to Wiko. Doesn't have boost, but he's able to slow it down. That one tapped in front, free for Breezy, but it's a low clear, and it's right at Ren. She'll play it in. She'll look for a bump, but won't quite connect on it. Now off the left side again, it's Wiko up early, trying to drop it down, but it's right at Breezy, and it's popped up high in the air as Ren's forced to play it back in, but it's another clear made by Breezy. Wiko up the left wall, he'll try to read it himself, he'll jump up, touchdown, it still goes wide. T-Mac now catching it, but it's cut off by Ren. She'll try to recover, but just can't do so. Breezy will get another clear away. Wiko already on this one, tap down, not on target. Would have been a good pass, but no one able to jump for it. And now another one collected, trying to slow it down. Now speeds it up with the shot, but it's well read by Chipmunk. Breezy over to the left side, Bio there, shot on, saved by Chipmunk again. 1 minute gone, no goals on the board, so once again, definitely not following the game 2 script. But will we follow 1 or 3, or will we still see a medium lead develop? And down from the ceiling. I'm not able to get a piece of it, but Bio will, and that'll get all the way downfield. Bio now up again, off the back wall, Wiko backflips. And that makes 2 miss. Atlanta will take that. A little bit of a miscue, but it prompts an even bigger one on the other end. They won't get punished for it as Wiko, that's an awkward touch though. This time they could be, as Wiko's forced to make a save. Wiko now the dribble, the pop. Dunked by Chipmunk, still holding at the midfield. Bio now off the left wall, doubled down by Breezy. Awkward all around, but it is Chipmunk there first. Now caught by Wiko, he'll go down the sideline, he'll pinch it in, he'll pinch it across. Dropping around again. T-Mac over to the side. That'll roll up the corner, now dropped out. It's Breezy to clear it away. Under 3 minutes to go, still scoreless here. Bad recovery for Wiko, but slow on the punish are the Mudcats. That one is rolled close, but it's Ren with plenty of time for the save. T-Mac now another one dropped down, and now this one's sent away. Bio will turn. He will score. Atlanta get first blood, and they are half a game away from remaining undefeated. Bio just the cut and shot. Gives the Harriers a 1-0 advantage. 1-1 back to the left side. It's Bio up in the air. Breezy now trying to drop it down. It's T-Mac to clear it away. Bio not able to get a piece of that. Chip will get it downfield. He'll get a demo. He'll try to cut. Pinched out. Good block by Wiko. Breezy there. It's high again. The crossbar. Enemy number 1 of the Mudcats, but they still are scoreless. Bio trying to play it in. It's Breezy, another long clear, but it's Wiko, another high block. Breezy now not able to get on that one. It's Wiko with a long send downfield. Chip trying to send her across. T-Mac another one sent long. Off the corner. Good double by Ren. She'll chase it again. Won't connect, but neither will the attacker. We go down in the corner. He'll look for a double. Won't get it. Ren will crash, but T-Mac gets it by her. This one dropping around from Bio. Chip will dunk it in. 95 seconds to go. Only a 1-goal advantage. Plenty of a chance. And T-Mac will claim it. We're even again. Chipmunk pops it across. T-Mac bicycle kicks it in. And we're all tied up with 93 seconds to go. Rico now bumped off this one. Ren, backboard, double, it's wide. She had the open shot, but couldn't quite get the angle. As this one's now dunked back in again by T-Mac. Breezy shot caught by Rico. Still it's scary, but Bio will help out. Now Ren another clear downfield. Rico chasing, shooting, dunking, but it's still pinched wide. Breezy on the other end. Bio now up in the air, but it's T-Mac to get it by him. Chipmunk, quick shot, that is off target and caught by Rico. Now off the side, he'll follow it again. Blocked out by T-Mac. Ren will have to circle back, but she will still get a touch forward. Now down around the corner, Breezy still with it, dunked down. Chipmunk trying to pop it up in the air. Passing towards the net, now cleared away. T-Mac in the air, down off the left wall. Rico trying to pass it. Bio a little awkward, but we'll get there and we'll get a clear away. Rough attempt will not work out, but now there's a deep demo downfield. Rico can chase this one. He'll try to pass it around, but Breezy recovers and makes the clear. Now another 50 up high in the air. Bio uncontested, just a straight shot blocked by Chip. Chip not able to get that one either. Bio around the outside. Final 10 seconds. Our first OT looming here. A bit of time for another chance. Ren a long clear. Bio's in the air. Chipmunk doesn't have it. Bio, I think it was short, but it had the right trajectory for sure. Either way, it's saved away, and now that one drops. And so we do have overtime. Our first of the series here in game number 4. One Atlanta goal sends Mudcats packing. One goal for Missouri sends us the distance. Io in the air for this one. It's played around. Ran up off the left wall. Breezy trying to get it away. Now we go the catch. Looking for a dribble. Tries to flick. It's high. Where's the follow? It's Bio. Atlanta close it out in 4. The high flick sets it up. And with all 3 forward, it's the third man, Bio, to clean it up. And just like that, Atlanta close out a series win, and they will stay undefeated. Now at 6-0. Of course, we'll see if Inch can win to keep pace with them, because as long as both teams are winning, it seems pretty likely Atlanta will be the team in second, but this guarantees at the very least they control their way to first place now, because they'll stay at least tied with Inchin, and then they'll play them next week. So, big win for them. We will ask about an interview, and you imagine we'll have one, but we shall see as always. And we will, and so we will be back in just one moment. And we're back with Atlanta. Started a little rough, but you closed it out in 4 games. How's it feel to still be undefeated?
Feels great. I'm loving it. I couldn't do it without my team. I've been in like a slump, and Bio, Ren, Royce, you all 3 have stepped up and helped. Especially you, Ren, bro. There's 5 goals in game 2. Jesus.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you about that. What happened in that
Team
game
effort.
specifically?
I don't know.
Team effort.
It was more
5
so
goals.
like a flow state after game 1, because we couldn't like penetrate their defense whatsoever. But we eventually got through. And once we got through, it was just nonstop. Almost got to Brazil, a week old.
I was gonna
Yeah, I
ask,
saw him.
what changed after that first game? Was it just we know we can get through, keep going, or was it more of a conscious effort?
Pretty much. It's like
Yeah.
eventually their defense will crack.
Fair
Just
enough.
keep pelting them with shots.
That defense game one was crazy though.
Yeah. And of course, I think probably the most important question at this point, you guys do play Inchin next week. First of all, do you imagine they'll still be undefeated? And then second of all, how do you look at that game?
After the post Erie trade, I'm curious to see how this game's gonna go because that's gonna kind of what I'm gonna use to gauge us versus them. But I'm confident. It's gonna be a close game either way, whoever takes it. But I think we can come out on top.
I know we can come out on top.
I know we can come out. What am I saying? I know we can come out on top.
Hell yeah.
Absolutely.
Where's my confidence?
Yeah, true. You got it. You got to work on that. Come on.
Up that by next week, buddy.
For real.
Got to be on pure copium. Ain't no realism here. Come on now.
Real.
Real.
Well, that is about all I have for you guys, I think. So congratulations on another win, and good luck next week.
Thanks,
Thank you,
Doggo.
and thank you for casting.
All right. Well, I mean, we predicted a 3-0. We said, I think I predicted a 3-0 at least. I'm pretty confident I did, but we said Mudcats could be a team that could sneak up on you, and we were calling it during the first game as well. When you can't break through the defense, it can get scary, and so the Mudcats do take a game off them. But after that, Atlanta lock in. They take 3 in a row for, I think I hear gentleman sweep. I always just think spaceman sweep. But either way, they take it in 4 games. And so that does it for the first Pixel game of the night. We'll have another one kicking off in about 20 minutes. Stream live in just over 10. So we hope to see you back then. But for now, your final score here, Atlanta 3, Mudcats 1. We'll see ya in just a little bit.